Are tuning in to the Motivated podcast. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Motivated Podcast every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. It's been a wonderful weekend. On Saturday past, we had the empowerment conference, and it was absolutely wonderful talking about resetting. Let's reset. And if you missed any of it, it's going to be linked in the playlist. It's on the community tab, and it's also I will link it on this podcast when it is finished. So welcome to everybody here, whether you are live or you're watching in the replay. I really appreciate every single one of you. I sure do. Today, we're going to be talking about maintaining positivity around negativity. And it's very important to talk about this because most of us, by nature, I think everybody wants to be positive, but it's certain things that happen in our life that cause us to not be able to be positive, or we don't realize what is taking away from us and causing us to not be able to be positive. So let's start off with this topic. And if you have not already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. So, first of all, we live around so much negativity. It's everywhere. You see it on the TV. You see it in people. It's like an attitude, it's an air that people carry around just to be negative, just to be, very sarcastic, or, do things to make another person feel bad about themselves. And it's everywhere. I even see it in children. You see it on TV. You see it through entertainers. Just this air of negativity, and it's something that is not good because it brings us down. If we allow that negativity on the outside from other people to get inside of us and make us be negative, then the goal will be accomplished. See, I didn't realize it until I got to be much older in my adulthood that negativity is something that I don't have to choose. It's something that every day we have to make a choice to be positive in an environment that almost everywhere around us is negative. It's in people. It's in even our own thoughts. We tend to start thinking negatively about ourselves, because of other people or because of other things, or we think that we are inadequate. It's just everywhere. And we have to be very careful of, not letting the outside come inside of us and affect our mindset. Hey, Real Talk, Mr. Prince. How are you doing? Welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Happy New Week. Happy Monday. And happy Monday to all you motivators. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, we live in a very negative society. And especially, we live in negativity, just everything in the workplace, just everything negative. You feel like you can't ever breathe. You feel like you're drowning, you're suffocating in other people's negativity, and you feel like you have to follow along with everybody and be negative like other people. Hey Juba, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. I hope all is well with you. Let me take this off. Yeah, so we're the ones that have to make that choice to stay positive. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. But we're the ones that have to make that choice to be positive. And how can we do that? One of the most important things that we can do for ourselves is to filter out what's or who is unimportant. There's a lot of things that we feel compelled that other people will make us feel like that's important, but we have to prioritize our own life. We have to prioritize our own self, and we have to prioritize our mental health. You have to prioritize your mental health. You are the one that has to say what is important to me, what matters to me, and also who is important to me and who is not. There's a lot of people that try to seem like they are important or try to be a part of our life, but they bring nothing but negativity, toxicity, manipulation, using, and they just drain us, drain us, drain us. And the only way that we can be positive and maintain a positive charge, because that's what this life is. There's positive charges and there's negative charges. We have to be very aware of the negative charges around us, the negative people, the negative energy, their negative vibration. And we have to filter those things out. And we have to make sure we are balancing ourselves for the things that are important to us. If we're not aware, we'll start feeding into thinking things are important when they're really not. Prioritize the people that you care about. Prioritize your time to the people who deserve to spend time with you, and forget about the things that are not. Filter that out, get rid of it. Just like our kidneys filter out toxins out of our body, we have to filter out certain individuals that do not give us any upliftment, any encouragement, or they just are toxic and users. This blessing to everyone. I'm glad you're okay, Juba. Yes, that is true. You have to protect yourself and think about yourself. Yeah, because nobody else is going to do that for you but you. You're the one that has to say to your own self, I am important, I'm valuable, my thoughts, my opinions, and my life are a priority. And also, the people who are important should be a priority. Because we live in a society that is money driven, it's about having that money, chasing the money, getting the money, and even when you get it you still feel like you need more. It's a balance. What do you really want versus what you actually need? We always usually want more than we actually need. And we're the ones that have to prioritize and filter out the things that aren't important, the people who aren't important, the ideas that like that's not my value system. But we're the ones that have to put in the work to say what's important to me and who are the ones that are important to me, who is valuable to me, and what do I need to separate myself from. Because before you know it, the people that you care about the most, the people that you love the most, we don't know how much time we're going to get with people that we care about. You don't know how much time you're going to have with your loved ones. So you're the one that has to balance your time. Every single one of us gets 24 hours in a day. Every single person, 24 hours. What will you do with the 24 hours that you get? It's about prioritizing in what's important, who is special to you, and then moving accordingly, moving according to what is for the best interest of you, what is very important for your mindset, you know. And we talk about that all the time, mindset shifting. It's not natural in today's society to be family oriented, to focus in on our mental health, to be connected to loving and healthy relationships. These days, it's just about me and myself, and being selfish, and being negative, and separating yourself, and you know being above other people. That's not natural. That's not natural. It really isn't. We're the ones that have to prioritize the people that matter to us the most and filter out what's not important. Now, how do we do that? We maintain our positivity around negativity when we nourish our mind. And notice I said nourish. Um, just like we need nourishment for our bodies, we also have to be cognizant of what we take into our mind. What do you take into your mind? What are the things that you think about every day? Who do you have surrounded by you? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you allowing yourself to be maintained by? And that is how we maintain our positivity. If you don't focus in on your mind, what are you taking in? And I had to start really thinking about that and focusing in on that, because I was starting to feel so down, so distraught, so negative. And it's because I was not nourishing my own mind. We are the ones as adults that have to pour in work into ourselves. What am I doing? What am I thinking about? What am I concentrating on? What is important to me? See, nourishing your mind is so valuable and important. Yes, that is so true, because if you follow a lot of negative energy, you will do the same thing. The negative energy is feeding. Yes. You definitely have to be careful of what you surround yourself by, what you allow your mind to think on, especially if it's something like somebody getting on your nerves. You always see that when there is negative, there's always going to be more and more negativity. It will pile up. But we're the ones that have enough courage to say, I don't want to think that way. I want to think about positive things. And we're the ones that have to choose to change and direct our energy into the right way. That's how you nourish your mind. We're bombarded in today's society of so many things. We're in overstimulated TV, the news, media, other people, and to overstimulated into thinking we have to have certain things, or something is wrong with us by just wanting just the basics, and it isn't. We're the ones that have to make those decisions. Don't let other people control your mind. Don't let other people, especially our own relatives. That's something that I definitely had to work on. Defining for myself what I wanted, defining for myself what I needed, and then moving in that way. We're the ones that have to make a decision of what we like and what we don't like. And then when we know we don't like something that someone is doing or saying, or we don't like what's on the TV, turn it off. We don't like what is being listened to on the radio or, streaming services, turn it off, switch it, listen to something else. We don't have to constantly be around negativity. It's about making certain choices. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. I hope your Monday is going awesome. We're the ones that have to make choices to feed our mind on positive things, on uplifting things. The things that we think about is who we become. We are what we surround ourselves by. We are what we listen to. We are what we believe. And in order to maintain our positivity around negative environment, negative people, we are the one that has to make a choice to make changes. We're the ones that has to do that. Nobody's going to do that for you but you. So another thing that is very important when we talk about maintaining positivity around negativity, we have to be careful to not be sheep, right? Following the crowd. We have to be careful about trying to, be popular, especially on this app or any social media apps, following what other people are doing, trending. You will lose your focus. You'll lose your values if you don't know what you want. You have to know what you want to do, what you like to do. Yes, other people are doing that, but I just talked about that on my other podcast channel. Being an individual, celebrating your own individuality. We have to be careful about following the crowd. Some people, the things that they're following and doing is not what we want, or it's not what we like. And there's nothing wrong with letting other people have their own thoughts and their own opinions. Everybody is free to have their own thoughts and their own opinions, but celebrate your own individuality and be yourself. Don't follow the crowd, be a leader, be yourself, be unique, be different. Come up with your own ideas, come up with your own goals, and get driven and excited about that. You know, we always hear about, all of these people on social media and they look a certain way. And after a while, I start noticing they all look the same. They all start dressing the same. They're not different at all. They all basically look and act the same way. That's, to me, that brings me down, because I feel like if I'm not following that, then I'm not popular, or I won't be liked, because that's what it looks like to be in a good space. That's what it looks like to be successful. And we're the ones that have to make that decision that I'm going to be positive. I'm the one that is going to choose what success looks like. Define success for yourself. Don't look to others. Don't look to what other people say that success is. We got to be defining that for our own self. And it definitely will affect our mind. It will affect your mind if you start following the crowd, following what other people are doing or saying. You got to get back to that balance. If you have not had it already, learning it, learning to slow down, learning to listen to your own self, learning a balance, because this life is not balanced. All other people want is for you to constantly do for them, do for them, do for them, go, go, go. And to be positive, sometimes it means that we have to say, no, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to do what I want to do. Okay. I want to do what I want to do. Stand up for that too. Everything is not for everyone. It's not. So don't follow the crowd. Be your own person. There's nothing wrong with that. This is another important part about maintaining positivity around negativity. Most don't care what you need. You have to know that. You have to know how to tap into your own self. And I speak about this all the time in mindset shifting, filling up your own cup, knowing where you are. Am I giving myself the things that I want? Am I giving myself the things that I need? Do I have people around me that are fostering that thought? Or am I around people who are draining? And you're not going to have people who are going to go out of their way to say, hey, have a seat, take a break. Are you all right? Do you need something? We're the ones that have to be tapped into that and to say to ourselves, I know myself, I love myself, I care for myself, I'm my own friend, and I know what I need. And this is what I need. And then go for it. Have the courage to go for what you want. It's not about being popular, it's not about likes, but we have to know what we need. We got to know that. Don't look to other people to define that. And don't wait for other people that we care about to say, have a break, sit down, are you all right? I've seen so many times working in healthcare that people get into the hospital, they get into nursing homes, they get into psych wards, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to make everybody else happy, but they are unhappy, doing so much for others and never getting back, never taking time to enjoy the fruitage of their own labor. They work so hard, but they never do anything nice for themselves. So yes, provide for your family, provide for yourself, but also know when it's time to take a vacation, take a break, take a few days off, sit down, laugh, take care of your own self, focus in on your mental health. But we're definitely the ones that have to care about our own self. And most don't care about themselves. That's something that we definitely have to tune in. We have to tap into that part about ourselves. It's not really a natural thing to, be smiling all the time. That's ridiculous. That's not something that can happen. We can't be positive all the time, 100% of the time. We can't walk around all the time with a smile on our face. But I just mean that we want to maintain a positive, like an even level of I try my best to be positive. And that's what I'm talking about today. It's very important to keep reminding ourselves. So when we get off track, when other people do things to us, when somebody comes at us with some crazy mess, we know, nope, that's not for me, or no, I don't like that. No, that's not in line what I want to do. And especially I say this, and I say this with love. There are some people and their mental health is not good. Actually, some people have some mental illness, and dealing with them will cause you to start feel like you're losing your mind, because they're demanding, they're selfish, they just are constantly doing things that you have to constantly bail them out, or help them in some type of way. That's not good. You have to do things in balance, that yes, I'll help this person, yes, I'll do this for you, but also remembering your own self, the self-care, self-love, self-awareness, self-respect. And most people will never know your personal self-awareness. They don't know that. They don't care about that. They only care about themselves and getting the things that they want, getting the things that they need. And as long as you can give them what they personally want, they don't care if you're okay. Some people are that evil, mean, and wicked spirited that they don't care if you fall down. They don't care if you drop dead. They don't care if you have some health issues. They don't care how you're stressed out or if your mental health is okay. They want you to keep doing for them because it's about them. And to maintain our positivity around people like that, we must set boundaries. You must set boundaries because, especially in romantic relationships, with relatives, with your children, in the workplace, with your friends, you have to set boundaries and you have to tell people this is what I will do, this is what I won't do, this is what I won't allow. I'm not going to enable you. I'm not going to keep bailing you out of situations. And that's a part of allowing people to be adults. That's a big part of letting people grow up and mature. We can't always help people out of every situation. We can't always be there to support everyone. We have to let other people sometimes fall down, make some bad decisions, and then they will learn about responsibility. And then we won't get so burnt out. It can't be all about us. I learned that when I was going through therapy. I can't be everybody's savior. You can't be the person that everybody depends on. Everybody can't depend on you for every single thing they want and need. We're the ones that have to say, this is enough. This is my boundary. And one thing that was so tough for me to do was to cut the cord from people that I had been enabling. And to be 100% honest, I didn't want to admit that I was enabling certain people. I was. And I think that everybody does it. We do little things because we want the control. We want it to look or be just how we want it to be. So we just go ahead and do it. But when we do that, we're stopping people from, number one, being accountable for themselves, learning about responsibility, being independent, learning how to troubleshoot and figure things out on their own. That will affect our mental health if we're always the one supporting others and making their decisions. So we're trying our best to help somebody, but we wind up handicapping them. We wind up stopping them from learning how to do certain things. We stop them from having certain skills. And I see parents do it all the time. They feel that they're really helping out their children. They feel that they're doing so much to help another person by doing things for their children, by doing things for their spouse or significant other or your siblings or a relative. And you wind up handicapping them, hurting them, stopping them from learning how to do something on their own, working it out on their own. And it brings more problems to us because if we're always helping them, when do we get to help ourselves? We can't help ourselves if we're always busy helping others. At a certain point, at a certain period of time, we have to focus in on taking care of ourselves, our mental health, our life, our goals. And just like we were talking about on the weekend, resetting from maybe when we get off track from doing too much for others, and resetting and start saying, it's time for me to do something for me. So we're not usually going to get people to say out of their mouth, take a break, sit down, I'll take care of you, I'll do it. We're the ones that have to speak up and protect ourselves. And it does definitely mean we have to become courageous. And courageous people aren't the most popular people. People don't like a person who speaks up. Most people don't like that. They don't want to hear no. They don't want to hear do things on their own. They want for you to be, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll give you this money. Yes, I'll support you. Yes, I'll be here for you. Yes, I'll do that. And that's not good for us and it's not good for them. So to maintain our own positivity and to ward off the negativity, set boundaries. Set boundaries, everybody. Okay. Let me go to the next point. Point number 6. Let me see this comment in the chat. Hey, Rooted, how are you doing? Happy Monday. Be safe. Thank you so much for being here and supporting. Let's get to point number 6, everybody. Point 6. Maintaining positivity around negativity. We can only do this sometimes, but we got to take a break from social media or just our electronics in general, staying away from our phones, our tablets, our computers. Those breaks are so important to maintain our positivity, because if we're always constantly scrolling on our phone, always checking, the notifications are always going off, and we feel like constantly I have to do, it kind of gives us some sort of anxiety. So we can't be positive if we're always feeling anxious, or we always feel that we can't unplug. We got to have some time away from that, some time to just live and be and breathe and have nothing going on, and just live in the real world and spend time with the people who are important to us. If you have people who are important to you, you'll take your break. You'll prioritize your mental health. And that's something that I feel like everybody should do. Some people need more time than others, but I definitely have my time. After a certain period of time, my phone goes on silent. I turn my notifications off. I'm not coming back until the next day. But that is a balance. It's something that we have to personally do. And it's very addictive. Social media is very addictive, and we get addicted to finding out what other people are doing, and that's not good for our mind. It's not good for our spirit. You got to unplug from those things so that you can get recharged. You can't get charged up, you can't get rejuvenated, you can't feel positive if you're always concerned about what other people are doing in their lives. Now, this is a very important part of maintaining your positivity around negativity. You have to be the one in charge of encouraging yourself. And it's not an easy thing. It's not easy to encourage yourself. It really isn't. It's not, because so much things we feel like we're pulled in every direction. Got to pay the bill. Got to do this. Got to do that, and we put so much focus on everything other than ourself. But one of the most important things to maintain our mental health, to maintain our strength, we have to do some encouraging to ourselves. It means speaking positively about ourselves. What kind of self-talk do you have? And self-talk is the conversations that you have with yourself. How do you speak to yourself? Do you tell yourself how amazing you are, how great you are, the amazing things that you're doing? Have you celebrated the times where you overcame hurdles that many other people would never be able to cope with? It's very important to maintain. We have to celebrate ourselves. And it's nobody else's job but ours to encourage our own self. You got to encourage your mind, you got to encourage your body, and you have to encourage your spirit. So I just talked about how we can encourage our mind through the affirmations. How we encourage our spirit is making sure we're getting that alone time. Just even it's a few minutes a day, it's very good for your spirit. It charges you up. It makes you feel good when you have your alone time. And in those times, that's where you find out, am I doing what I need to do? Am I taking care of myself the way that I should? And we don't always do that. A lot of times we don't want to hear those conversations of our mind, because we know when we sit still, it's going to tell us you're doing too much. You need to slow down. You should eat. You should be drinking water. You need to go to the gym. It always tells us that. And we need to make sure we're listening to that voice inside of our head that tells us you're not doing enough, or you're doing too much. And we encourage ourselves in that when we find a balance. Get balanced, everybody. To all you motivators, balance is so essential. It's key. Taking your breaks. And having those times where you encourage yourself every day, telling yourself you're doing a good job as a mother, as a father, as a sister, as a spouse, as a significant other, as whatever you are in other people who depend on you. It's very important for you to understand your role in other people's lives. I am doing a good job, or reminding yourself, maybe I need to do a little more. I need to do a little more for myself, and I need to do a little more for others. Okay. So encourage yourself, everybody. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. And it doesn't have to be big things. Buy yourself a little token gift. Treat yourself to something that you've been wanting. Do something kind for yourself, but encourage yourself. It's very important that self talk that you have every single day. If you don't encourage yourself, nobody else will. We have to be the one to do that. You have to be the one to do that. And it's nobody else's job or responsibility to be in control of how we feel. And how we feel is based on the way we are treating ourselves. And to be 100% honest with you guys, sometimes I know for sure my mind doesn't go to the most positive thoughts. My mind doesn't let me feel good about myself because of some reason or not. And I think that's everybody. If we're completely honest with ourselves, we don't always feel the best. We don't always feel good about ourselves. And this is the time where we have to ask ourselves, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel this way? Why do I not feel encouraged? And then get to the bottom of it. Maybe because you're not getting enough rest. Maybe you're not drinking or eating properly. Maybe you're around toxic people, but we're the ones that know the answers to that. If you don't feel positive, it's within us. You can do it. I encourage every single one of you that you can make changes. You don't have to keep doing the same thing. You don't have to keep being around people who are taking and pulling and using you and being toxic. For a long time, I always thought that I had to be there and be supportive and do all of these things for everybody. I thought it was being selfish by thinking about myself, and it's not. It's not selfish to love ourselves. It's not selfish to have your own me time. It's not selfish to have dreams and goals and aspirations. That's not selfish. That means that you love yourself, that you're your own friend. And we have to pay attention, okay? We have to pay attention to when something feels off. I know when something feels off about me, I just feel like staying in the bed. I feel blah, feel yucky, or you feel that I'm not getting back anything that I'm always giving. You don't feel supported, and that's not a good feeling. And if you're feeling that, you gotta troubleshoot. You have to find out why am I feeling used? What am I doing too much of? And how can I change that to where I start getting balance into taking care of myself? Okay. That's so important. It's so important for us to do that for ourselves. It's nobody else's job for us to be encouraged. People don't care if you're encouraged. People don't care if you feel happy or you feel joyful. People could care less about that. That's our job as grown women. That's our job as if you're a grown man. You're the one that has to do that. You're the one that has to step up for yourself. You're the one that has to be courageous enough to say, I'm tired of the taking, the using, the manipulation, the controlling, tired of all of that. And it's time for me to start doing something for me. But I'm the one that has to make the choice. I say that to all of you. You're the one that has to make the choice to choose yourself. You have to choose to love yourself. You have to choose your own friendship. You have to choose to believe in your talents and gifts. And I have to say that to myself all the time. Marlene, I give you the permission to thrive. I give you the permission to win. I give you the permission to challenge everything that your upbringing, everything, challenge it all and find out, is this even something for me? Because we can feel discouraged sometimes because we're holding on to traditions and things that we should have been let go of. We know we don't like it. You know you don't like it. You know you don't like these people. You know you don't like this job. You know you don't like certain things. So don't fool yourself. Be honest with yourself, okay? That's so highly important. Yes, I encourage myself all the time. That's good, Tamika. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And it doesn't have to be no big things. Even telling yourself, I can do it. I'm proud of me. I love me. I'm phenomenal. I'm a hard worker. I do my best. I'm honest. Those are positive things. Those are encouraging things that we have to keep encouraging our own self. And even to say, I'm so proud of myself. That's encouraging yourself. Most of the time, we don't get that from other people. You got to be your own cheerleader. You got to be your own support. You got to be your own friend. So it's our job to encourage ourselves and nobody else's. Okay. Um, Maintaining positivity around negativity. Now, this is a big one. You have to surround yourself, you have to be in the midst of positive, enlightened, supportive, and motivated people as your friends, your relatives, and your associates. So it's true that you can say all the positive things, have so much knowledge, but you can ruin your life just by being around the wrong person, and you get involved in something, you get caught up, you get trapped into something because you were in that crowd, you were associated with certain people. So we don't want to do that. When we know better, have enough courage to do better. It may not always cause us to be liked, and that's all right. It's not about being liked. It's making sure the people that we're around are also doing their personal best. They're all also putting in the work to be positive. They're putting in the work to enlighten their mind, to make changes, to be supportive, to motivate themselves. And also, I have found that when I am around people who are motivated, I also feel motivated. I feel motivated when I'm around people who are going after their dreams, and they're accomplishing things, and they're working on their self. They're learning to be better mothers and fathers and aunties and cousins and sisters and friends. When you work on yourself, you can't help but be more positive. It's a gift that keeps giving. One of the best things that I ever did for myself was getting some therapy. It's the best thing that I have ever done in my life, among other things. When I started to work on myself, I started to feel better about myself, feeling like I can accomplish things because I learned to believe in myself more and to not put so much energy into what other people think about me. What other do they like this about me? Do they whatever? Not putting my energy into that. And that can cause us to be negative so many times, is because you can't live through making other people happy. You can't live on whether people like you or not. You have to be your own self. You got to like your own self. You have to be your own friend. And if there's something about your own self that you don't like, have the courage to change it. That's why having a circle of people that are motivated and enlightened and supportive and positive, but also having people in your life that will give you that nudge, that will tell you, you can do it. You can do it. I'm here for you. Having accountability partners, was so essential in my personal growth. I know that there's certain things that, yes, I try my best to be consistent. I'm a very consistent person. I'm a very person with time management, but also I'm a human being. I don't always feel the best. We like to get that feedback from other people when they tell you that you're doing great, that you're going to do something amazing. Keep going. It's so important to have people like that in our lives that can give us that encouragement, that get up and go, that boost, that thumbs up, telling us that we're doing amazing. Have people like that in your life if you don't already. And I definitely did not have that growing up in my personal environment. The people around me were very negative, um, and not because they wanted to be, but because of the demographic, because of the financial situation, because of the culture. So many factors feed into why people are the way that they are. The situation, their lot in life, the set of cards that they have been given. They're just it hurts people, it breaks people down. But I love to be around people who have the courage that even in their trials, even in their difficulties, even in what they have been through, that they still had the courage enough to say, I'm still going to push through. I'm still going to do something amazing. Yeah, those people are wonderful to have. Hey, Lynn, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy New Week. Thank you so much for your support. I hope all is well with you. It's so important for us to have that positive and enlightened mindset, being motivated. It's our job. It's nobody else's job but ours. It's nobody else's job but you to get encouraged, to be encouraged, to keep your head up, to be positive. Nobody else's job but ours. Okay. And I believe that I'm at the bottom of the list right here. This is one that is so important in maintaining our positivity and around a negative environment. Feeding your spirit. We all know how important it is to feed our body, to eat, but also it's important to feed our spirit. Reading uplifting material, whether it's spiritual material, whether it's something positive, whether it's an affirmation, whether it's a lesson from somebody else, but something that is going to keep us going. Feed your spirit, because every single day we go out there, we're around people, we get drained. As soon as we wake up in the morning, there's going to be something that's going to drain you, pull from you. You start off at 100%, but then this happens, this happens, this happens. And if you don't put anything back into your mind, if you don't encourage your own heart, if you don't uplift your own self, if you don't pat your own self on the back and celebrate yourself, or even say to yourself things like, be patient. Things will happen. Be patient. It will come. Don't give up. We have to do things like that, and also say things to ourselves too that will keep us going. And I say that to all of you motivators. Don't allow life, don't allow people, don't allow troubles, and even don't allow your own thoughts. Not all the time our thoughts are good thoughts. And that's why I say you got to feed your spirit. You have to feed your mind. You have to encourage your own self with positive things, motivating things, encouraging things. Feed your spirit so that your spirit can rise. Your energy, your vibration, your light can only get uplifted if what you're reading, what you're looking at, who you're surrounding yourself by is also encouraging. We can't get positivity if we are in an environment that's negative, or if we're around people who are negative, or we're around people who are constantly using and taking and who are toxic and who manipulate. That's not going to help us. And I have to say this because I feel like it's necessary to this discussion. There are some people that we are holding on to that we need to release. There are some people we're holding on to that are negative. And it's not like we want to, but it's a thing that we have to. Either you hold on to those people and they're going to either keep you stagnant, they're going to keep you stuck, they're going to keep you negative, they're going to keep you lazy, they're going to keep you with that negative attitude, they're going to get you sidetracked, distracted from your purpose or your plan. They're going to stop you from feeling good about yourself. Yeah, we have to be very careful about our energy, our own personal light, what we choose to listen to, who we believe in. Because I have to say this too, that not everybody that you're around, that you can believe every single thing they say verbatim, word for word. There's people, and they make up this whole story, and it's nothing like that. It's all lies, or they don't tell you everything. There are some people who actually sell their soul to be able to have certain things. They will do things cutthroat. They will turn people in and you know, stab people in the back so that they can get elevated a little bit. Be careful who you allow into your mind, in your heart, what you allow, in your spirit, Be careful. Be careful what you allow. So feed yourself with positive things. Keep yourself around positive people, encouraging people who are actually doing something. And I definitely have to say, to maintain your positivity, don't forget to give back. When we give to others, and it's not that we're giving in order to receive back, but to maintain that positivity when we are able to help somebody who is in need, or even just talking to somebody, encouraging them just by a word. Even sometimes, even if you don't talk to somebody, just by your body language, giving somebody a smile, telling somebody, have a great day. It's small, simple things. It does not have to be big things to how we can maintain our own positivity and also the people around us. Okay. Yes, you must encourage yourself. You must, Lynn. You're so right. Hi, I bring it every day. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Welcome. Happy Monday. I hope your week is going good so far. Yes, we got to stay positive, but it's all up to us. It definitely is all up to us whether we want to be positive or whether we don't. We're the one that has to make that choice to be positive. We do. We have to make that choice, and it's okay. It's okay if there are certain individuals that when you make certain choices, when you mature, when you grow up, when you glow up, when you elevate, when you learn certain things, we learn sometimes the things, the way that I was thinking or the things that I was doing was not good for me. That takes a mature woman or man to admit that. We don't always do the best things. We don't always treat people the right way. And what goes around comes around. When you do something, it comes back to you. So don't worry about I just try to make sure, even when you have an opportunity to get even, even when you have the opportunity to get even and to hurt somebody, don't do it. Don't sell your soul. Don't throw people under the bus. Let people, they will have to deal with the consequences of their own actions. They will. That's awesome, Lynn. I'm so happy to hear that. Hi, puzzle pieces. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope all is well with you. And I'm going to put the link here in the chat if you are interested in coming up, puzzle pieces, or Miss Lynn, or anyone who, if you have a YouTube channel, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to come up. Because, I give these topics because I share, positive things, right? I share positivity. I share things that I've learned, but I can only share things from where I am and the things that I've dealt with and been through. But the way another person talks, the way another person, does things, it is going to help support another person. So that's why I love the atmosphere here. The group that I have made here on Marlene Motivates. I try my best to keep it a very safe and comfortable zone, and I also uh, maintain a positive atmosphere. Try to make it sure it's uplifting, it's encouraging, that everybody feels like nobody is making fun of them. No, we don't do that. To maintain positivity, we definitely have to do our best to also, if somebody is not our vibe, and there's going to be a lot of that, some people we just don't get along with them because of their personality or whatever reason, it's okay. You don't have to be around that. That's a part of being an adult, is realizing that no, this person is not for me, or I don't like what this person does, or how they treat other people. It's okay. That's another thing that is very helpful for us maintaining our positivity, is allowing ourselves to stay on a high, right? Allow yourself to stay on a high. And if people around you are negative and they're trying to break you down, they're trying to make you feel bad about yourself, having enough courage to walk away and say, I can't do that. I deserve better than that. And you do. We all do. We all deserve better, than to settle, to feel that we have to do certain things. Thank you so much, puzzle pieces. I really do appreciate your super sticker. Thank you so much for your support. And you know what I got to do when the super chat hits. Thank you so much, puzzle pieces. Thank you so much, puzzle pieces. I appreciate your support. Miss Lynn says, yes, therapy taught me this. Yeah, you got to know when you've had enough. You got to know, and all of those things. So I am going to get up out of here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, I have to end by saying thank you so much to everybody who supported the Let's Reset Empowerment Conference on this past Saturday. If you missed any parts of it, I have a playlist on my channel, and it's also on my community tab with every single person from beginning to end. I also did yesterday a highlights of my favorite things. So yeah, all of those things. It was a great Let's Restart Empowerment Conference. Thank you guys, everybody who supported it. Yeah. And I will see you guys tomorrow, mañana. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Okay. She Puzzle Pieces asked me if I could wait, so I will wait. Yes, ma'am. I will wait, Miss Nexie. Waiting for it to connect. So thank you guys. You guys thought I was getting out of here, but I guess I'm not. So let's wait for Miss Nexie. So thank you guys so much for your support. If you guys have not hit the like already, please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Now I see Miss Nexie here. So let's add her to the show. Let's welcome Miss Nexie to the podcast.
It's acting so. Hello, Marlene.
Hi.
Sorry. I've been trying up for since because I got a notification, by the way. And I was like, that is so weird. Marlene is on to get a notification. I didn't get one this time. I was like, let me go check. And I saw you were live. And I'm like, what is going on? And right now I tried again. I did it like five
Uh-oh, you
times
sound
and
like
it
a robot.
see what I mean, Marlene?
It's okay. Go out and come back. There's no rush. Go out and come back and see if you sound better. I got the time. I got the time. So, I hope you guys like the background. I've been getting some backgrounds now for um, different topics. I felt like this topic about being positive, it's nice because it's almost springtime. Well, it's been pretty good weather here in Florida, actually. I think, what day was it? Saturday, it was 70 degrees. So there is hope. The spring is coming really soon. I think spring comes in March, right? So it's coming, everybody. I know there are so many of you who are sick of winter, just like me. Sick of winter. Winter is my least favorite season. I really don't care for winter. I really don't. But got to do something to maintain your, you know, do something to enjoy it while it lasts. But it will be over really soon, everybody. Promise. It definitely will. So, how was your weekend? What did you guys do? I know a lot of people, they watched the Super Bowl, and some people had to work. I think everybody has to do some different things, right? I didn't. I'm not a Super Bowl fan, really, but I kind of just enjoyed myself. Got to relax a little bit. Spent some time with some friends and family. Yeah, and that was about it. And today, the same thing. Doing a little bit more resting. It's good for my mental health. So I hope everybody got a chance this past weekend to enjoy themselves. Hold on one second. I'm going to get my phone. I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. So hopefully Miss Nexie will be able to come up soon. But I just let me say that one of the things that we have to also think about when we talk about, maintaining our positivity, we also have to think about, you know, how how we feel, how it affects people who are important to us. Because if we don't maintain our positivity, it's definitely going to affect your children. It's going to affect your friends. It will affect other people in the workplace. Um, so I recently made a big decision and I walked away from, you know, certain people that were not filling up my cup, that were making me feel some type of way about myself. And I feel so much better. I feel at peace right now because I don't have to deal with them anymore. Some people with their negativity, it affects your mental health, you know, the ones who are always have something going on. There's always some drama with them. I can't deal with it. So that's what I did recently. I made a step and stepped out on courage and just said, I can't deal with you as a friend, quote unquote. Even a relationship, I just had to just say, it's not filling up my cup. It makes me feel, you know, like those relationships that make you feel yucky about yourself. Like it's always winds up being about them and it never is about you. They never will pour anything into you and do anything kind or nice for you. It's always about their own personal agenda and never about them. And I have to say, it's okay. It's okay. There are some times where we outgrow people. We outgrow them. And I had to learn to be okay with being by myself, and not saying that I'm lonely. We think sometimes when people leave our life or when they do, or when people do things to us like it's a personal thing, people are where they choose to be in their life. Some people don't want to make any changes in their life. They don't want to make healthier choices. They don't want to do make better decisions. They keep making poor decisions. They don't do any research. They they don't do what they need to do, and they won't humble themselves. They put themselves into certain situations. So that's not your problem. And have enough courage to say you have to make your own decisions. You have to let people make their own decisions. And when they don't make good decisions, have enough courage to say bye bye. Let's try again with Miss Nexie. Hopefully, this one works. Hi, Miss Nexie.
I don't know if you can hear me or if I sound like
Yes,
a.
I hear you very well.
Oh my God. I had to restart my phone, restart
Oh,
my little router, restart everything because and I think it's StreamYard to be honest, but I
yeah,
wanted to do it just in case. I'm
it's
so
all good.
sorry.
Oh no, you don't have to be sorry. It's good. It's all good. I'm patient.
Thank you. Thank you for that. But you know what you're talking about today, it's actually very important because yesterday you and I were in a place where we have seen what it can be done, right? When people don't like you here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you were shocked of all the
Yes.
things that you heard. But we went through a lot, Marlene, with those
Um,
people. That was just one of so many that came
mhm,
after a group. But what the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you know when you're doing something positive, something like you know, that you're trying to bring positivity around, you want to bring motivation, you want to bring a lot of good for people that are not in the same state of mind as you and I are, and the people that follow us.
mhm,
They can, and they see you growing, they can get very very jealous, very very
mhm,
how can I put it, destructive, you know, and they don't stop, they don't know how to how to stop, how to change the way that they think,
mhm.
which is why it's very important that we have people like you around, you know, that are nothing but just positivity, that you're not gonna waste your time with someone that doesn't want you around.
Mhm.
And it's not even a waste of time, it's just that your energy is going to be depleted if you still come around people that don't want you around.
Yeah. Or the people like who will say they want you around, but then when you go around, they're just like, eh. When you're there, they're like, eh, like barely talk to you or like act strange or weird. I got over that too in real life and even on social media. If you don't want me to be there, it's fine. There's no, like, I don't have any resentment. If you don't want me there, just tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you don't like me before I knew myself, I used to feel some type of way. I wanted to be invited to everything. Now I'm happy when I don't get invited to things. I'm like, good, I can stay in my jammies or I can do something else. You don't want me there, I don't want to be there. It's cool.
What they do it backhandedly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, so and so, and then they focus on whoever is important at the moment.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, I've seen it here on YouTube so much. And for me, by the way, I, I lost the let's invite so and so to the party a long time ago
Yeah.
because of my, my secret weapon.
Yes.
And I don't mean an actual weapon, I mean a child who
Yeah.
actually helps me, you know, defend myself. Yeah, she can go, or no, I won't go in there.
Yep.
But here on YouTube is different because they do this backhanded type of things that it's confusing to someone that hasn't been
Oh no. Did your mic cut out?
you know you, me, and our followers in our chat have been through therapy. They have worked or are working on themselves. They're becoming more secure. They're becoming, more outspoken. They're becoming more knowing who they really are. But a lot of people here are not in the right state of mind. So you do things like that backhandedly, or use them until you get to a certain point, and then you don't care anymore because according to you, you have reached the top of the in the Tatum pole. I'm sorry, and that's the thing. Um, you have to be careful because not everybody is, as strong as we are now because of our therapy, because of us knowing who we are. So we have to be careful on how we treat others because a lot of times, like Marlene said right now, I mean earlier, after I worked on myself, I didn't care. It was one more day to stay in my jammies.
Yes, I was like, yes,
I
slipping
put
in jammies.
I know you've probably been talking to Mr. Yes because I'm liking that yes. Um, eh, but you see, you didn't take it like that anymore because you were already working on yourself. But there's so many people, Marlene, here and chat and YouTube that or Facebook or any other platform. I'm sorry I'm saying those in here, Marlene, but it's just
It's
because
okay.
of the point. They have unalived themselves because of bullying, or because people don't want to be their friends anymore, or because this person tricked you into loving them and now they don't want anything to do with you. So we have to be careful. We have to be mindful of the things that we do here because that saying, what goes around comes around. That's very true. It's
Yeah.
a very, very true statement. You have to be very careful because it might not be with you, but it can be one of your family members that you love that can go through what you just put this person through.
That's it. That's it. It's so true, Nexie. And I'm glad that you said that. You know, I always say that all the time. You never know what somebody is going through. And, like being transparent, there's a lot of times where I do my videos, my live streams, and I don't come on in the best mood, but I know that I know somebody probably needs to hear something that I'm about to say. I kind of push back what I'm dealing with and say, let me be supportive right now. And then when it's over, I go back to my regular life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And again, that's actually very important. How many times have I come up here and I have just had a meltdown like 5 seconds ago, and I tell you, Marlene, Sorry, but I just had a huge meltdown here with Mr. Somebody. But
Mm-hmm.
even though we are stressed, even though we are going through that, because it's not something easy, that dealing with special needs is not like you and me, that
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, Marlene, stop, don't do that. And you stop. With them, if you say that, it's like, oh, you want me to keep on going? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to
you
do it
want
with
me
more
to
fury.
no, for them, when you say stop, that means do it more and do it louder,
Yeah.
louder, louder.
Where's the camera you have in my house, woman? Tell me where the camera is at. With them, exactly. So you come here sometimes with your nerves shatter all over the
Mhm,
place, but it's not, Marlene, that maybe somebody is that somebody needs your message.
mhm.
And I'm just telling you this, somebody always needs your message. So that's why, even though you're going through something, you
Oh, your mic went out, Nixie. I'm sure it's
you
gonna
all
come
do.
back. Okay.
The world, I'm sorry. The world, the way you were buffering, by the way.
I was
Your
buffering.
avatar.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that,
Sorry,
guys.
no problem. The way the world is right now, the last thing we need, and the least of the things that we need, is hostility. We don't need. There's a lot, not a lot, but there's some people that think that um, being disrespectful, or being standoffish, and being that kind of way, it's like, that they're trying to bring that back, right? Like, they think it's a thing. It's not a thing. It's not something
Mhm.
that you should do, because the world as it is, we need to bring more peace, more calmness. We need to bring more awareness. We need to bring more healthy minds to this YouTube streets and any other platform. Beefing, being standoffish, disrespectful to others, and
Mhm.
thinking that is a thing and that you're unique. No, you're just one of the bunch. There's a whole bunch like you.
There's a whole group of you.
You know, you know, bringing that back is not even a thing. It's not, because you're not bringing anything that has been here for for many, many years, generations after generations. YouTube is streets were filled with that, but now it's shifting.
Mhm.
They're allowing more people like us and our beautiful chat members that want a peaceful conversations, that want positivity, that want more of this real life kind of talk, mental health kind of talk, personal health kind of talk. They are tired of the beefing.
Yep.
And so, so this type of like what you have, and many others have, um, it's what we need right now. Those people that don't want you there, and they give you those bad-handed, oh, hi, hello, you're here, okay, thank you, just press the like. Those people don't really need you or want you there.
Yep. Everybody, I always say that the people who come here are the people that actually want to be here. I only want people here that want to be here, that are trying to learn something, try to grow, learning how to respect themselves, and and put into action in real time how they can improve and be a better woman or be a better man, in real time, so that it can affect their other relationships. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Nexie. It wasn't until I learned me before I could learn how to be a better me to somebody else.
Mm. Amen to that, Marlene. Amen to that. And that is the thing. When you're not in the best state of mind, you don't know that. So instead of inflicting positivity and good vibes, and a good healthy relationship around you, you are actually
Mhm.
toxic.
Very toxic.
Which
Mhm.
is why I'm glad that I found you, and I'm glad that you have this platform where you can actually spread all these different ways that one can help you know oneself and each other. Because A lot of times people don't understand when you go through therapy and you're going through all those changes and putting all that work and all those tears that you shed on that chair. When you're doing that, you're not doing it because you're just for you, because you're selfish and you just want to fix you. You're doing it because you are seeing the brokenness of the people around you.
Next thing, that's not true because when I went in, I went to fix other people, but
Oh,
my therapist was not having it. She's like, no. Look, first let's start off talking about you. I was like, me? I was like, but we don't need to talk about me. I'm here because of this and this and this. And if you give me the tools, I'll go back and help them because I'm good over here. She's like, oh, you're good. I was like, I think not.
but
So how was it when this?
but you see that actually makes it about you as well, because I went in there because I needed hours for a certain class I was taking, a certain degree I was about to get.
Mhm.
So there was nothing wrong with me. You went there because you saw something wrong according to you in your family, but in reality you were thinking, you know what, they're going to give me those tools, I'm going to help them and help myself in the process because they're going to be better people when I'm done with
Yep.
them.
That's what I said. They need help,
Yeah,
but I'm good.
I need hours. There's nothing wrong with me. So,
And
so
then
like I,
when you go in and they start telling you stuff and you're like, "But I do that," and you just said that's toxic. I was like, "What are you trying to say? I'm toxic? Excuse me?"
you know what they should have when we have those pivotal moments. You know those when it hits you, they should have that little thing go bingo,
No,
bingo.
that's when the camera needs to come right in front of your face and take a picture of you. Yep, I mean you. Yep, that's how it goes. Hmm. I think, yeah, either I'm buffering or your mic went.
Is
Okay.
important. We've been through. I'm sorry. You know that we having a laugh of what we went through, because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work for someone that didn't even need therapy. Are you kidding me? I'm not.
Yeah.
What I said was like, therapy for what? No, I just need the hours. I mean, seriously, like, why would I need
Mhm.
therapy? I deal with my things as I go. I'm okay. I'm cool. I got this. I've been doing this since I was little. Who needs a therapist?
Mhm.
Really, who does? Well, for probably almost 5 years later, I can tell you who needed a therapist.
Yeah, I can tell you. I was like, ooh, I was like, I was messed up. Yeah.
You know that when he said, my therapist said at one point, you have to, you're gonna have to forgive yourself. At
Mhm.
one point, you have to. I'm like, what?
Yeah, for what?
Wait. Okay, look.
I always said I'm a delight. I'm a delight to deal with. And she's like, okay, okay.
I'm like a carnival. Everybody loves being around me. It's like all this enjoyment. Yeah, that's me.
Mhm.
But he, when he said that, I was like, yeah, you're crazy. Okay, I got to go. I don't have time for this. I'm telling you, Marlene, this therapist should get like a medal or something.
Yeah.
There should be like a trophy. You know how they have all
Mhm.
those other awards. They should get something, because they go through so much with us, so
Yeah.
much denial, like so much denial.
Next, mine. I think parts of my therapist book is based on me.
The one that didn't get away.
Yeah. She said the one that tested all of my boundaries. This one. Yep. But if you think about it, it's good. It's good when you go through situations. It's like you finally realize how much you needed help, and you're like, oh my god, how much must I have been to deal with? Like,
That was a joy.
Oh, I was like, oh, I was awful. I was like, I said, I wouldn't have want to been around me either.
Again, but you see, we recognize. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Marlene, but
Okay.
we recognize that. Like I said, I just needed hours. So when I went there, I was planning. Okay, maybe I should bring coffee. With some pastries. We're just gonna talk for a while, and then he's just gonna check out my hours. I needed,
Yeah.
how many was it? Like I think I needed about 100 and something hours of
Hmm.
of therapy. But whenever I ask other people that have been through that class, did you take it? Yeah. How was it? So what do you do when you go there? Like, did you guys have like food, or should I bring something? They would look at me, but they wouldn't say anything, because that's part of the class. You're not supposed to discuss, right, what you went there for, because it's supposed to be something unexpected, something that is gonna throw you for a loop, I guess. But they wouldn't say, no, 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 it's therapy. No, you're gonna go there, talk to him, you're gonna work on you. They don't say anything to you. So you go there thinking, oh, we're just gonna chill, we're just gonna sit down,
Yeah.
have a coffee, maybe some pastries, we're gonna talk about sports.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
always
talk about,
said my therapist, I said, well, I'll just have some girl talk, like we'll talk about life and, yeah. She was like,
but the
well,
thing here is, we got the help we needed, right? We still do some from time to time. Sometimes we have to go back and kind of take
mhm,
a refresh course, because we feel like we're going back to that space, or somebody said something, or something happened in our life where we have to go back. Like I told you last year, I took about 3 months, 4 months of therapy
mhm,
again, because my father's passed away, and I was so lost.
mhm.
So you need that. You need to go back and do like a refresher course, just to make sure that you're in the right track. But now, going back to your topic, you come here, many people haven't gone through, therapy, or haven't been there. So they find this platform that they can speak on. And sometimes the things that they say, or the things that they do to others, are so scary,
Mhm.
so mentally unbalanced. But unfortunately, they have this space, right? Fortunately for us, but unfortunately for people that are not in the
Mhm.
best state of mind, they have this platform. They do things that are very hurtful to others. Okay, those are the obvious ones. There's the others that are just befriending you because they need to use you, your
Yeah.
for to either grow their channel, or to just for content, or whatever it is that they need you for. They use you, and they're nice and everything, but once they're done using you or needing you, I'm sorry, they discard you like nobody's business. We don't care, right? We're okay. It hurts. It makes you feel, not hurt, it makes you feel some type of way, like, oh, okay, how did I get taken
Mhm.
like that? That is so weird. What's wrong with me? Is my A game not on today?
Yeah.
But somebody that is not in the right state of mind, that can be very hurtful. It can do a number on them, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Rachel. Hi, riders.
Yeah. Hey, Rachel, how are you doing? Welcome.
Somebody that is not okay in the right mind, that can be very hurtful. And in real life, we go back to the same thing. Our family, extended family, sometimes do these horrid things to us. We
Mhm.
don't care anymore, Marlene, because we already know who we are. But the
Yep.
new generation, the young ones, they don't know. So these people scar them in ways that, some of them are there forever. They put fears in them, they put doubts in them, because at least on my side of the family, my extended family, not my immediate but my extended, they were more of, oh, don't do that, you're a girl, you're not supposed to do that. Oh no, you're not gonna be successful at that. So they do things like this that scars these kids, and then they don't want to try anything else because they feel they're not going to succeed.
Yep. Because they project and they discourage, and even sometimes, breaking somebody's spirit. When you
Uh-huh.
tell somebody all the time that they can't do anything or they're stupid or things like that, they'll just say, well, if I can't do it, why should I even try? And I grew up in that environment, always be like, you can't do anything, or what's the purpose? Girls don't do that. Girls are just
Uh,
meant to be, wives
yes.
or have children, go to school, be this, do that. Like, well,
Or
you're not gonna need that.
uh-huh. Marlene, another one that I wanted to say right now, it just came to my mind. When you're so focused on something and you're like, I'm gonna do this, and then your mom or your dad have already said, yeah, baby, you can do it. You can do this. And then your auntie or somebody from the family, you're gonna let her do that. She's gonna fail. She's not gonna be good at that. And then
Mhm.
you see your parent do that, right? You think so? When they do that, that is so painful, that is so
Yeah,
hurtful, and it scars you,
yeah,
for forever. I just remember something that happened. I wanted to join some club back home, and my uncle came over. My dad had already, like, he was excited. He was in the, yeah, yeah, let's, you can do it, of course you can. And then my uncle came over, and I was doing something, preparing for the next day, and he's like, what are you doing? And I told him what I was doing. And then he went to my dad. He's like, my dad is like probably like 10 feet away from me. And he said, you gonna let her do that? That's more for boys than girls. You know what's that gonna do to her? You don't even know she's gonna be able to take everything that the boys go through. That is hard. She's not. My dad looked at him. You think so? Yeah. Oh, okay. You maybe, but she wants to go. But the doubt that I saw in my dad destroyed me,
yeah.
because they make them change their mind, and those things are the ones that we need to work on,
Mhm,
right, Marlene? Those things are the ones that we
mhm.
need to make sure that we don't do to others. If I'm going to therapy, right? A lot of your family members, what's so wrong with you?
Mhm. Yeah, and Nexie, that's the reason why I kept mine to myself, because it's enough to, just at least admit it to yourself that I need some therapy. I need to work on myself. That's enough to take in. I didn't want to hear what anybody else had to say, like, oh, and the judgments, and oh, and how much that's gonna cost. Oh, you're there wasted. Oh, and then they want to know, what are you telling them, or what are you saying? Things like that. I didn't tell them until after I knew I was strong enough. When I was strong enough, then I said, "Oh yeah, I've been going. Oh, I'm going to therapy. You are. Oh, that ain't gonna work." I said, "Actually, I've been going for over a year now. You have? What do you
They
do
don't know
there?
what
Like,
to.
what? They didn't even know what to say. Stammering." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You don't see, I'm much happier." And I said, "And that's one of the reasons why I don't come over here anymore, because of your negativity. Have a great day." It feels so good to be able to say things like that, and for it to not, like before, if somebody would say something to me like, "Oh, that's stupid," that would get me stuck. And I would be like, "Well, I don't want to do it if they think it's stupid." I learned
Exactly.
backbone in therapy. I learned courage. Like, who cares if they don't? What do I think? Mhm.
Exactly. And that's the thing that it's the hardest. And I think I read that Lynn was going through therapy, right?
Yes.
And Rachel, she's going
Yes.
to. And that it's so much, like, your heart fills with so much happiness, because it's so rewarding, right, Marlene? It's so rewarding when you see
It
that
is.
somebody else is taking those hard steps all the way to that office where you're gonna be sitting
Mhm.
there pouring your. It's so rewarding to see that people are actually seeking the help that they need.
It
It's
is.
beautiful to see.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see people. And the funny part, I remember, Nexie, when I used to be working one time in an office, and the people around me, and I used to cry almost every day there, Nexie, at that
Uh,
job. I cried every day because they were always whispering about me. Oh, we don't like her, and why is she this? And and it made me feel so sad. But I seen those same people now. I see them in the store. I just walk right past them. They turn and they look at me. They don't even, they don't affect me. I just wish that I was in the space then to not allow how they feel about me to stop me, you know? But
Yes, I
but
understand.
yeah, but that's where I was. And I had to say, like, I remember saying to myself, I'm tired of them making me feel sad. I'm
Mm,
tired of letting other people have power over me. Like, why am I letting them affect me like this? And all of it was a reflection of myself on the inside. Nobody
mm-hmm.
can't make you feel a certain way. You're the one that chooses to believe that. Mhm.
That is exactly
Part.
what I was saying. They, it has nothing to do with them. It's how you are feeling that is affecting the outcome of what they're saying.
Mhm.
Because when you are powerful, when you are secure, you just whatever, dude.
Yeah,
I
you're
know.
like,
I'm
I
not.
walk
I
right
know.
past him. I see him in the store. Yeah,
And
and
your
I go,
bougie self. You flip
hey,
your hair right on their face. Oh, I'm sorry. You're
oh,
so.
did I? Oh, my hair is so luxurious. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, you're so small. I didn't even see you were there.
Oh, oh, oh. Didn't we work together? Oh, yeah, I didn't see you.
And it happens, it happens that when you're not, and these people, it's like they smell it, right, Marlene? That they can tell that you're not,
You're not the same that you used to be.
or when they're attacking you in that way or doing things like that to you in that way, they can
No,
sense that you're not in the right, that you're not okay, that you're not in the right state of mind. And instead of them saying, you know what, maybe we should like stop
you
doing
should
this,
stop.
yeah, they continue it like they're like they're still in high school.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, like, even though like I had already went through therapy, I was like fresh out of therapy when I started that job, so I was still battling, like, I know I should feel this way about myself, but they don't like me and they're saying this, like, and then on top of all of that too, Nexie, I had just lost my mom and dad.
Oh,
I was going through too much, like, I just mentally, you know how like you are somewhere but you're not there, like you're there in the
you're
body,
exhausted.
but your spirit is
Hmm.
not there. Like I was just be at work and like just be staring in space.
Yeah, you were mentally and emotionally exhausted. You had just lost someone that you loved dearly.
Yeah.
People, I'm sure they weren't expecting you to be in your best self, but also you didn't have the confidence yet to
No.
to say, hey, whatever, I don't care, you like me, you don't like me, I really don't care.
Hmm.
You weren't there yet. It takes a
Yeah.
little bit for that to happen. And what but you notice that when that happens, Marlene, we get so empowered when we feel like, hey, wait, why don't I care what they, oh my god, I don't care.
Yeah. I remember like the first time I saw them, and like the first thing I was like, oh, let me hide from them. I don't want them to
Uh-huh.
see me. And then I was like, what? Hide from what? I was like, yeah, let me go walk past them. Oh, bump them with the car. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I
You're
bump
so
into
petty.
you? I'm
You're
so
so
petty.
petty.
Oh, did I? But yeah, and you just walk past them and they're looking at me like, isn't that? And then you just keep on walking. Yeah, new me.
But I'm sorry you went through that. I'm very, very sorry, and I know that we all go through something in our jobs sometimes. A person that doesn't like you and makes your
Yeah.
life, very miserable. I had that experience, but mine were not like just a regular coworker. The person that didn't like me was the manager.
Oh, no,
That
it was everybody in the office, Nexie. None of them
oh
liked me,
no,
from
to
the
me it
manager
was
all the
just
way down.
it was just her, and she had
Mm.
this disdain for me, and I had not done anything to her, If anything, I would try to help her. I would try to do a lot of things for her. And so one day I remember I was so fed up because it was a holiday that, we were not supposed to be working, but she made me come to work the next day. Like,
Mm,
I think it was either a New Year's or like day after Christmas, something like that. It was a weird thing.
mm.
And we were closed for 2 weeks. But she
Wow.
made me come to the office and work the day after. I think it was after Christmas, to answer phones and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? We have an answering service. Like, why?
Mhm.
So I was already there. I was already going through therapy and everything. And I had already, like, it had already gone to the point where I was like, the point of no return, as they say it, right? And
Mhm.
so I waited. I did whatever she told me, and then I waited. When we came back, there was no parking. I was looking for parking, and I was probably like 2 minutes late. 2 minutes, Marlene. 2 minutes. And
Mhm.
I'm rushing in there, and I'm like, there's no parking. You're late again. And she started yelling at me in front of the patients, and
Mhm.
the doctor was there. And I just stood quiet. I just looked. I let her go on and on and on and on and on and on. And, once I had enough, I said, are you done? She's like, what do you mean, am I done? Are you done? I said, there's patients here looking at you, and you're yelling in front of everybody, and the doctor is here. I said, are you done? She's like, yes, I am. But make sure. I said, no, no, no. I said, you say you were done, right? She said, yes. I said, okay, so am I. I took my lab coat off. I threw it in front of her desk. I took my badge off. I threw it in front of her desk, and I said, so am I. I said, thank you for everything, so and so. And I went and said thank you to all of the doctors and the girls in the office. They're like, what's going on? What's happening? I said, I'm quitting. I go, thank you for everything. I've learned so much here. I go, thank you. And God bless all of you. And they were like, next, wait, 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 wait. And I was like, no, I'm done. And I told her, I'm done. Without disrespecting her, without yelling at her, I just threw my things on her desk and I said, thank you for the opportunity. And she was looking at me like, oh, what? And I was her right hand person, even though she probably
Mhm.
thought I was her left hand person. But I
Right.
left. She called me so many times, Marlene, so many times to come back. I never did. I met her
Mhm.
once at a restaurant that we used to go. We used to go get gumbo at that place because it was
Mhm.
so good, and it was near the office.
Gumbo.
And I know, and I met her there once, and she looked at me, and I said, "Hi, how you doing?" And then I went past her. I said, "It's nice seeing you." And I went past her and I went to the table and she kept on staring at me the whole time I was there, but not in a mean or whatever. No, and just like, oh, okay, okay, all
Yeah, like
right.
she couldn't believe that you didn't need her.
Yeah, and that I was nice to her after everything that she had done to me because she did so many horrible things to me. And I was there for 2 years. Hi, Frugal.
Hi. Welcome.
Frugal Mama in the house.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point, Marlene, where you can feel triumphant of whatever you have been through with this other individual, but you can come, back and say, hey, how you doing? Nice seeing you, with a smile. That on itself says,
Mhm.
yes, therapy works, people. Therapy
Yes, it
works.
does. Yep. Or like, okay, I can say for an example how I knew that I had improved and become better because I had when I go into that situation, just eating, eating, eating. I was so much heavier when I was working there. When they saw me, they were like, "You lost weight," and people were saying, "Oh yeah, you lost weight. You look good." I was like, "Do I?" I was like, like one of those things, like, "Come on, come on." Oh, stop it! No, come on, more. And that's not something that I would have been able to do before because I never liked to get compliments before therapy. But now I know that I worked hard to have the things that I have and I deserve to get accolades. I deserve it.
It again, it's the beauty of what comes after therapy. Is the beauty of, you accepting you for who you are, you allowing
Mhm.
compliments, even though they make me feel kind of weird because I really don't like them. But, and even before and after therapy, I just don't like them. It makes me feel kind of like, "Ew, what's wrong with you people?"
Oh, we're working on that one. I'm just so you
Yes.
know. Yeah.
But what we're trying to say is that therapy works if you put the work
Hmm. It
for
does.
therapy. So therapy works if you put the work for therapy, right? A lot of people quit too soon. A lot of people give up too soon. No, no, this is not for me.
Yeah.
You don't know it yet. Maybe the therapist is not the right one, but look for another one. A lot
Or,
of us go to three or
or
four,
let's see, or they don't give it a chance.
or they don't want to be truthful. And the
Hmm.
therapists know this. They know this before.
Oh, you mean you can't pull a wool over their eyes? You can't be like, oh, yeah, it's this. And oh, no, I don't need help. Everything's good. I'm perfect. Everything is right. I had a great life. Everything. Yeah. They're like,
No, look, like I said before, Marlene, I had the greatest life ever. I had already, gone through certain somebody leaving me, and I was okay. I mean, I was great
mm,
even. I didn't know what this therapist was talking about. But
right.
for me, it was like, no, okay, so these are the hours I need. So how are we gonna do this? Like I was over there trying to. Okay, so what do you want me to bring lunch, or do we alternate, or are we what? Do we gonna watch movies or something? Like how are we gonna pass these hours? And he's looking at me like, "You're kidding, right?
Yeah.
How are you gonna be a good blah 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 if you have never been in therapy yourself? Like make that make sense," he said. I was
Doesn't.
like, huh? What?
Mhm. The things
and
that you have to see and deal with, you have to be okay first.
they don't peel those band-aids little by little. No, they just strip them out and you're like, ouch.
Yeah. Mhm.
I
It's like going to, I always say that going to therapy is like getting waxed.
Yes. Are you trying to kill me? Somebody said one day.
How it is though. It's like certain things that they tell you, okay, okay, yeah, I can receive that. But some things that you're like, what? Oh, you're not talking about me, not me. I don't have a problem. That's them, not me. I'm good over here. The
And
denial, yeah.
Marlene, that when they see through you on something that oh yeah, I mean I'm okay. Yeah, I went through that. I mean, but it wasn't a big deal. I dealt with it. I'm okay. I'm doing good. And they're
Mhm.
looking at you and they say, well, but you did doing this, that. I can see that that's not a topic that you're comfortable with, or maybe maybe we can explore that. And you're like, no, I'm cool, I'm fine. And then you go home, how did he get that? How did he know that,
Yeah.
that's not a
No, and
topic?
then they always know because I would get mad about something and I'm like, no, I'm good. I said I don't want to talk about it. It's like, why are you getting upset? Because I said I don't want to talk about it. I said I'm good on it. Then why are you getting upset? I'm not getting upset, but you saying I'm upset is making me upset.
No, for me, Marlene, was more like, I'm cool. I mean, I've dealt with it. I've lived with it since I was little, so it's without that, and so I'm okay. Like I don't know why you're making it a
Mhm.
big deal. It's okay with me. And I thought my deliverance, like, oh yeah, I convinced them. So the next time, so we're gonna talk about. Okay, we're gonna start today. I want to bring up something you said yesterday because that little pen doesn't stop writing, right?
Never
Um,
stop.
and then I want to bring up this particular problem. Yeah, not problem, but this issue here. I want us to talk about it. And I was like, what? I thought I convinced them yesterday that it
Nope.
wasn't a problem for me.
Yeah, you can't fool them.
And that's the thing that a lot of people, when they start being revealed, in front of their therapist on all of their brokenness, that's when they panic and they leave because in their mind they're so sick that they're perfect.
No,
How
and
dare
that's
he?
when they say that therapy doesn't
Doesn't
work
work.
because
Eggs.
listen, Nexie, no, nothing prepares you for, it's like they strip you down, like, and this is like a stranger, and like you feel like you know all these things about me.
You
Like,
feel like that, like you're in that dream when you're walking around your
yeah,
neighborhood without anything on.
yeah. You feel like, oh my God, like I'm naked and exposed, like you know all these things about me. And it's very uncomfortable. And it does take you like having a certain amount of humility and then saying, yes, that's true about me. Yes, I need to work on that. Or, yeah, whatever. Can you help me?
Yeah, I told my one of my sisters about therapy, because she hasn't gone to, and I told her, you're my sister, I love you, but I see you will benefit so much from it because she's getting a lot of anxiety attacks, and I told her it's because you
Um,
haven't dealt with those problems. You need to
mhm.
go. You need to do this. So she's thinking about it, and that's a good thing, right? Because
Yeah,
she's
that's
thinking
good.
about it. But I told her, I said, that for me, I said the things that therapy for me was like having an onion in front of you, right?
Mhm.
The onion on itself doesn't do anything to you. You can look at it, you can smell it, it doesn't make you cry. But once you start peeling that onion,
Mhm. Yep.
that's when those sorry about that. That's when those tears start
Yep.
flowing because there's so much that they put in your face that you're like, nah, nah, that's not me.
Like, we're not. It's like I said, I don't want to talk about that.
No, that's not me. That day, what had happened was,
Yeah, or you start making excuses or blaming. Well, it really wasn't me. That was actually my brother, or that was the guy, the person that I was dating. But
yeah,
that's
and
not me. That's not me because I don't do anything. I'm a delight.
yes, and to me, like I said, when I first said there, Marlene, that I thought that I was gonna convince him. Oh, I was in my game, in my A game. I was like, yes, I know. I'm just gonna go there. He's gonna be like, she doesn't need anything. This is like the third day in, right? She doesn't need the third session, which is like probably like two. It was once a week, so 3 weeks into the
Okay.
sessions, because I only got him the first month. I think it was only like once a week. I think he was trying to get to know me or whatever. So I go there, and I go the third time, and I said, he's like, so we were talking about family the last time, and you said something about you were raised by your dad. Is that oh, yeah, I was raised by my dad. Oh, was your mom not in the home or something? I said, oh, no, no, she was there, but she didn't deal with that a long time ago.
Uh-oh. I
And
think your
I
mic
said,
went out.
oh,
Or am I
she dealt with
buffering?
that a long time. I think that didn't affect me. No, I'm fine. She's not even an issue. So let's move on to the next one. He's like, okay, wait. So you were 5. I said, yeah, I just told you I was 5. Yes, but I'm okay. I grew
Mm-hmm.
up without a mom. I have my kids now. It's
Yep.
okay. I'm good. I'm good. He's like, oh, okay. So how did that make you feel? I mean, when you were 5, like, I said, oh, wait, you're not. Is this not
It's like,
working?
I was like,
I want
maybe you like tap on the mic, the
to.
invisible mic. Hello, is this mic on?
No, I was tapping on my face like, is this not working? Is the words not coming out? I said, I told you, but I'm not just doing that in my mind. I look at him. I said, no, you know what? It doesn't. It has never like affected me. Okay. All right. So, how old you say you were? I'm like, move on from the topic already.
Yeah,
He's
next
like,
topic.
he's like, no, 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 no. We're gonna concentrate. Oh, really? Then you concentrate on this. I got up and I left.
Wow.
The next time I came back, I was because I thought about it the entire week, and I was like, okay, I guess I can tell him exactly how I felt. Yeah, it affected me, but I grew up without it, so I've been doing good after I accepted that. He's like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, so she's accepted it. What are you writing?
Yeah. No, and they're like, okay, so you went through that, and now you're a mom. How does that affect your children? But what? We're not talking about my children. I'm here to talk about
Were
Anything
you
that you start
wait,
talking
were
about.
you in were you in that office too? Do you
Yeah.
know my therapist? No, and that's exactly, how we went through that, and the thing that the no, what impressed me of my magnificent self is that disturb, I mean, immaturity I had in my mind, thinking
Mhm.
that her leaving me didn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Like, how, like how sick was I?
Yeah.
That
You know,
thinking that,
I
uh-huh.
hate to interrupt you, but
No, go, go.
sometimes if we're talking about loss, any loss that we experience in our life affects us. And it mean, romantic, friendship, anybody who is important to us when they leave our life, we have to ask ourselves certain questions. Was it me? Did I do something wrong? The accountability, but also did I allow? And also what did they do? And that's how you can choose better going forward. But you
Oh,
got
oh
to be
yeah.
honest. Yeah. And that's the
Oh,
thing. I was not honest. I always put 100% of the blame. It was because of them. And they did this and they did that. And it's like, but what did you do? I was like, what do you mean? What did I do?
uh,
I
uh,
did nothing.
you're a delight.
I'm a delight. No, I told you that. And it was like, oh, and she put that in caps. She says, okay, delight. And I hear her like she's underlining it. I was like, what's wrong with delight? That's a good word. Okay. It's a good word. Okay.
Are we playing word
I
soup
was like,
now?
oh, I was like, every word. So I started going before I went to therapy. Okay, what word choices am I going to use? Because I
I did that
noticed
too.
that if she,
I did that too. I'm like, how am I gonna structure my sentences when I'm out and about? Okay, I gotta be careful saying this. I gotta, and then the funny thing though, I went in doing that. Right, I'm gonna be careful on how I word these things. He's like, oh, somebody's been trying to fool me. Somebody's been trying to use different words.
oh yeah. She said, oh, so you've been consulting your lexicon? I was like, yeah, she is too good. How does she know I've been in my dictionary all weekend?
But again, and it's how we have improved ourselves a little bit by going through
Mhm,
therapy and allowing it, because that's the thing, Marlene. For therapy to work, you have to allow therapy to
mhm.
work you. It's not something that you're like, if you fight it, it's not gonna work for you, and it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of money, and it's a waste of that amazing counselor in front of you. Waste of time, and it's
Mhm.
unfair. A lot of people go and quit. That's okay, as long as you continue to try to do that,
Yeah,
because at one point we have to realize, like you said earlier about me being a mom, and it's true. When I found myself being a helicopter, like over protecting, over
yes,
indulging, overdoing everything, because it was affecting me what she did to me.
it was.
But
It always is.
no, it didn't. See that? You're my therapist. It didn't, Marlene. I have dealt with it, okay? And so that,
Mhm.
I'm so very grateful that I did that, and he, stuck around with me, dealing with all of the crazy things I had in my head, and made me come to the realization that I was overcompensating something, that it wasn't my fault. Because
Mhm.
that's what he told me at the end. He's like, you're overcompensating. It wasn't your fault that she left.
Yeah. And
And
we do that. We blame
yeah,
ourselves when people leave our lives. Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's something that you do without thinking that, yes, that's what you're doing. So I had to learn to, not be so overprotective, allow my kids to fall at times. It's okay. It's okay. That's part of
Mhm.
life. They're gonna fall, but I don't have to be there all the time to, like, make
Yeah.
it sometimes even worse than it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, following behind them, like, don't do that. Don't hold on
Y-
there. Don't do
You
that.
want to put them in a huge bubble, so that
Mhm.
they don't hurt themselves. But the thing that we forget sometimes when we don't work on ourselves is that that bubble is gonna burst at 18, And how you treat them, how you
Yep.
have overdone things can make the difference between them saying, see ya, and I never want to see you, or coming back to you and saying thank you for being such a good mom to me. So
Right.
I'm very grateful that I worked my with my therapist, and that I worked that out, because I have heard those words, thank you mom for being such a good mom, and thank you mom, I'm the woman, or the man, because both of them have told me I'm the woman I am today because of you. I'm the man that I am today because of you, mom. If I would have not worked on myself, Marlene, my kids probably would not want nothing to do with me. They probably would have been so freaked out. They probably would have been all messed up themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. 100%. Great topic. We could go on for another hour.
Or an after show, just
No,
saying.
yeah, we could do that. No problem. I have no problem with that either. So thank you so much, Miss Nexie.
Thank you, Marlene, for having me. Thank you, everybody, for putting up with our rants here from Nexie's Rants. But thank you, everybody, for coming over. And Marlene, thank you very much for having me
I
and for
appreciate.
waiting.
No problem. I appreciate you, Miss Nexie, and to everybody else. Thank you so much for tuning into the Motivated Podcast every Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next Monday, and on tomorrow, we're back to the dose of positivity. If you have not subscribed, liked, shared out, please do so now. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Nexie.
Thank you, Marlene. Bye, everybody.
Bye, chat. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow. Right there.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself.